Heather. Welcome back to Digital Philly Fest Day 1. Next up, we have a panel discussion about skincare and beauty. Stick around to hear it.
I was literally so amazed. This has changed my life. I wake up and I'm like glowing.
This is someone who loves skincare and 100% falls for that.
You can just like press.
Okay, I'm going to be the voice for people who don't really have routine.
I'm beautiful. Practice that, everyone.
Yes. So, hi guys, and welcome to one of two panel discussions that Philly Fest are hosting this month as part of Philly Fest 2.0. I'm Bunny, part of the logistics team, and I'm joined with four other gorgeous people. I'm here with Chantel, Heather, Isabella, and Sarah. So yeah.
Hi guys, my name's Chantel and I am a fashion design graduate from Falmouth University.
Hi, I'm Heather. I'm a BA-SC Arts and Sciences student at UCL.
Hi, I'm Isabella and I study philosophy at UCL.
Hi, I'm Sarah and I'm a cancer researcher and I did biomedical science in Wolverhampton.
And I'm Bunny, as you know, and I'm a classics first year at UCL. Right, so today in our panel discussion, we're going to talk about skincare and the beauty industry in general. And the first question, which I'd like to just throw out there right now, is why should we be talking about the beauty and skincare industry, and why do people take more interest nowadays about their skincare?
Well, I mean, personally for me, I feel like skincare has always been something that, I kind of view it the same as kind of like working out. It's just, taking care of yourself. And for me, I feel the most confident when my skin is clear, when I know that it's moisturized and hydrated. I've suffered with dry skin and hormonal acne. So it's always something, especially for girls, that is relevant, even for guys as well, especially as, teenagers and young adults. What do you guys think?
I feel like there's like two elements of skincare in which it can be viewed as something positive or negative. So on one side, I completely agree about it being something that like makes you feel confident and is an aspect of self-care and to do with like your health and hygiene, and that's really significant. But at the same time, I feel like there is a lot of investment into the skincare industry because people, especially now with social media, see a rise of people having perfect, unattainable skin and feel that they need to achieve that same level of perfection. And the skincare industry kind of capitalizes on that insecurity in order to sell more products. And I say this as someone who loves skincare and 100% falls for that and buys way too much skincare all the time. But I do think there's definitely an element of like, especially for women, that not being beautiful or not being perfect is somehow morally wrong.
Do you think people buy these products because they think they genuinely need it and it's going to fix whatever issues they have with their skin? Or you think they just want to copy what other people are doing because it will make some kind of difference on them?
Actually, for me, the reason why I started doing skincare was because I had like really bad hormonal acne. I literally suffered for I think like 6, and it's not that long, but it felt long for me. It was 6 months of like terrible acne. I actually didn't go to uni. I literally stayed at home and only went once a week for my labs because it was so bad that I literally it felt like everyone was like staring at me and I was just like, but to be honest, it kind of motivated me to do something about my skin more. So personally, it's not just because a celebrity has it or it's a trend. Personally, it's for me that I really do want to have better skin because I suffered so badly with such bad acne. But I do agree with the whole trend that sometimes I bought the whole ordinary thing, like the whole ordinary set. For what reason? I didn't even need it, but everyone bought it. I was just like, But yeah, I kind of get the whole trend thing.
I think I want to add to that because I think in terms of this whole Instagram influencer culture, like they will show like this is good for you, but we actually tend to think, okay, if they're saying it's good for me, I'm going to go buy it without researching if it's actually good for your skin in general. Everyone's skin is different, and that's something that people forget. and we think that, oh, if that works for this celebrity, that's going to work for me. As much as, yeah, she looks like me, but what if she has dry skin and I have combination skin and it doesn't work? Like, I think with the whole, for example, let's say Kylie Skin kind of franchise, she basically has like a foaming wash, and that wouldn't work for me because I'm like combination oily, like I have dry areas, and having a foaming wash doesn't work for me. So it is, I do see like this whole Instagram culture doesn't help necessarily, but it does also keep us aware, like we need to take care of our skin in a sense, and it does go hand in hand with makeup, because in terms of, oh, we want to look a certain way, yeah, we can put on as much makeup as we want, but once we take off that makeup, we'll start feeling insecure, and it shouldn't be like that.
Does anyone feel like, okay, so personally over the lockdown period, I've been spending a lot of time on YouTube, and like it relaxes me to watch, I don't know, you know those Vogue Get Ready With Me, or like their beauty secrets. I find it very relaxing. Do you think people are as aware as they should be right now, in terms of our age, people who are older, etc., about what ingredients are going into their skin?
Like, I don't trust any of those like Vogue celebrity videos. Like, if someone like recommends a product, I would 100% research it myself first, and I usually don't buy products that celebrities recommend, because a lot of the time, like, they are sponsored and they pay thousands of dollars to go to a dermatologist, and their skin's going to be fine anyway. So personally, for me, like, I go on skincare addiction on Reddit and like read up a lot about like the ingredients and like what works best with certain skin problems and skin types. And I do think that our generation kind of takes the initiative more to research that kind of thing compared to our parents' generation.
That's true. But then again, for loads of people who have also started platforms and websites about what does natural mean, or what you should find in ingredients which you shouldn't buy because they have this, some of them are the older generation, like Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop, for example. She has spent so much time on her website and trying to educate people about what we should be aware of in these products. So
I think clean beauty is kind of nonsensical. Like, just because something's a chemical, everything's made up of chemicals. So I think it's kind of nonsensical to imply that, oh, it's a chemical, so it's bad for you. Like, there's a reason why you have chemists and dermatologists formulating these chemicals to react in a certain way. And just because something's natural doesn't make it good. A lot of the time it's not good because you don't have the right preservatives and things to keep the chemicals stable in that skincare product.
Okay, that's great. I want to move on into the topic of, because this is for Philly Fest, so I think it's going to be interesting to look at beauty standards in the Philippines and generally all across the world. Do we think that image of beauty is something which has just come up now, or has been ingrained into the Philippines for a long time?
I think it's been there for a really long time.
Yeah.
If you look through all of the Miss Philippines, like Miss Universe contestants, they look exactly the same. So it's like, for me, I remember when I was going back home to Philippines, they were calling me like, I was not deemed as beautiful when I was younger, mainly because I was short, had really curly hair, dark, and like flat nose, you know. But to be honest, I think like in our generation now, like especially people like more westernized Filipinos, we actually appreciate what Filipinos should look like, you know, the darker skin, like our nose, compared to those who are actually back home. They still want to look like they're like American Filipinos, you know.
Growing up, I am full Filipino, but I don't look it, and I've always kind of aspired like, oh, I do want to have a bit of a tanner skin so I can fit in with like my Filipino friends when I'm in the Philippines. Like, there were so many things I saw with my friends that didn't work with me, and I was like, am I really Filipino? I had that like little identity crisis in a sense. But then I've like learned to accept, okay, Filipinos do look like really different as a range itself. But yeah, Filipinos at home need to appreciate their true beauty, whatever skin tone or whatever hair texture or like nose shape that they have. It is crazy. It is something that definitely came from a colonial mindset.
I'm just going to throw in something which I found online. Revenue of the beauty and personal care market in the Philippines in 2018 was $5,528 million US dollars, and it is expected to grow to $6,240 million US dollars by 2023. And it's not just the Philippines which is meant to grow. So do you think that people spending so much money and time into their routine, to what they look like, is a healthy thing, or is it people are too obsessed with how they look?
I think Philippines is special because it not only has like a Western influence, but we're starting to see like Korean influence really, come into things because of like, K-pop culture and K-dramas and all that. But I feel like for me personally, because I'm half Filipino, I've definitely heard the whole like, you're so nice and pale, but when I go to Philippines, I want to get tan. Like, I want to be darker, and I agree. I want to fit in more. What you see on TV as well. You don't see morenas on TV really, and I think that's where, if you're a Filipino watching TV and that's what beauty is, you're not going to see someone who necessarily looks like you. For me, actually, I have a really not that hard routine. I just try to drink water and keep my skin clean. And I think if people had more of a mindset of being healthy rather than I need to spend tons of money on all these products, I think people would be better off. And it's a hard thing because there's so many unattainable images of what beauty should be.
Yeah.
I kind of think when we are shown in a lot of adverts and stuff like that, it's because a lot of it is photoshopped, we have to remember. But then also I feel like more people are aware that what you see on, your phone or Instagram, whatever, is in a way unattainable, but they want to attain it, which really confuses me. So I don't know if they're aiming for some kind of, like, they know this is the dream bar, but they're going to aim for a realistic bar, which is slightly below. Like, it confuses me sometimes, because I don't wear that much makeup. One, because I don't really know what to do with the brush. Two, if I do makeup, it's only ever gonna be on my eyes, because I haven't really experimented with makeup that much on what to do on my face. And personally, I want to be comfortable with a bare face. And because I feel like if I'm comfortable with a bare face, then anything extra or is just fun, and you can experiment and stuff like that. But unfortunately, in the world, there are loads of people who are not comfortable in their own skin, and unfortunately, that's down to because we see unattainable standards and stuff like that. What do you guys do on your face and keep on and in terms of your skincare, and has that evolved in any way over the past couple of years?
It's definitely changed. As you said, being in lockdown, I've kind of had more time to research into my skincare. Mm-hmm. At first, I had a skincare that worked, but I still saw like little bumps on my skin, and I still had like acne scarring that I just wanted to cover, and it just wasn't working. And now during lockdown, I feel like I'm actually getting to know my skin a lot better. Right now, because I don't wear makeup, but if usually I wear makeup, I would double cleanse. I would have like a cleansing oil or a cleansing balm, and then I would use a facial wash afterwards. Currently I use Fresh soy cleanser, and then I have a toner. I use toner, and then now I have an overnight vitamin E serum oil and coffee serum oil, which I use night and day.
Which I suppose is to like wake up the skin or something like that.
Yeah. It's so good. It's also part of this whole clean beauty thing too, because it uses like leftover coffee grains, and it's made into a serum now. So yeah, like all of that, I think that's 6 steps. without makeup it's 5. But it's actually working so well with my skin. Like I wake up and I feel I don't need that much, and I'm actually more comfortable with just seeing my face without makeup. The goal is to not wear as much foundation by the end of the year, and I feel like it is achievable. So yeah.
Okay, I'm going to be the voice for people who don't really have routines. I'm sure that a lot of people don't. I don't have like special stuff. I don't really invest per se. I use coconut oil as like my holy grail. Like, you know, I'll remove my makeup with coconut oil. I'll moisturize.
Oh my god, same. It smells so good.
It smells so good, and I just feel like it's natural, you know what I mean? But it does work really well for me, and it doesn't clog my pores. I used to, you know, buy remover and go through all that hassle with, coconut oil. And have you guys heard of Face Gym?
Yes.
In lockdown, Face Gym is just down the road from me, and I always used to be like, what is Face Gym? That sounds like, you know, classic Chelsea, whatever that is. But they're doing a ton of like Instagram lives in lockdown, and what they do is they do like face workouts where you basically just, after you apply your moisturizer, you do these different like things and, you know, whatever. And I'm like, actually, they have a point, because there's a bunch of muscles in your face that you don't use. And I feel like I've always had chubby cheeks. I like to, you know, try to, I don't know, firm those up. But otherwise, I'm really chill. Like, I try not to use foundation. I actually never wear foundation, just because I like to let my skin breathe, and I've had combination skin my whole life. So I'm really chill. I just wash my face and I use coconut oil, and it works for me. Yeah.
Sorry, can I just add, like, because obviously you said about the massaging of the face and stuff. I did buy like a jade roller. I don't know if you so
Oh my god, yeah.
exactly what you're saying, but just like using a tool for it, and it actually helps me feel so calm before I go to sleep, or even just to wake up. It's so good. It's definitely a shout.
So I usually try and double cleanse, but most of the time I'm lazy, so I don't. And I use the same fresh soy face cleanser to wash my face, and then every other day I use the CosRX AHA to exfoliate, and then I use a Physiogel moisturizer, and then every day I wear sunscreen, especially in Hong Kong because the UV index is like 11 and it's like 38 degrees, and so yeah, I don't want to die.
That's crazy. So I have really bad, well, I used to have really bad skin, so I have to take extra steps in my skincare and diet and everything. So for me, I double cleanse. I have to use toners, retinol. I have to use retinol because or else my acne will just come back up again. And yeah, I use a lot of sunscreen actually. Even if I'm inside or even if whatever, I use a lot of sunscreen. But now I realized that the best thing I found is like the jade roller and facial oils. I was literally so amazed. I was just like, this has changed my life. I wake up and I'm like glowing. So yeah, I highly suggest if you guys haven't used like facial oils or the jade rollers, just feels so good. And I feel like I've become younger. I look younger now. But yeah.
One of the things which I found, that someone told me when I was shopping with my mum, instead of like the rollers and the stones and whatever, you can use your knuckles, because you always have them, and you can just like press, and your fingers as well, you can do that.
Yeah.
And because you always have it, you know, and all you need to do is slightly like moisturize your hands so that it slips on your face, and you just depuff, whatever. Okay, so we lightly touched on how a lot of Asian beauty standards tend to want to look like Europeans. But another interesting that I've seen while I've been in the UK is a lot of people want to look tan, with eyes as well. Loads of people who I've seen who have bigger eyes want to make it sleeker, but if you have sleeker eyes like you're in Asia, you want to make them look bigger. So it's kind of like an opposite situation going on, and I just wanted to throw that in and hear what you guys think about that.
I think one is caused by colonialism and one is caused by cultural appropriation, but not wanting to have the repercussions of being a person of color. So like, for example, like people doing like the fox eye makeup trend where people like will pull their eyes back, whereas that has like always historically been used to make fun of Asian people, but now suddenly it's like a trend to look like that, so people can reappropriate that. Yeah. And then in terms of colonialism, like when Spain colonized the Philippines, they got rid of religion, they altered the language, they got rid of and like killed and raped a bunch of people. So obviously they're going to change what beauty standards are. And I do think, as I said before, like beauty standards are associated with this kind of morality. And I think like we can see similarly, a lot of Western cultures appropriate Black culture. So for example, people will do black fishing, which is like where you tan yourself to look ethnically ambiguous. And I think people like to appropriate those cultures when they think it's something cool or something that makes them exotic or different or unique, but don't actually want to take the time to learn about, in this case, beauty standards or just what those cultures, what's important to those cultures and to those countries.
Yeah. Do you think that this beauty standard that we're seeing in the world right now, of, you know, trying to look more tan or sleeker eyes or bigger eyes or whatever, do you think that's going to evolve into something different, or it's going to change, or it's going to stay the same for a while?
I feel like the trends are always changing. Like, there was never really like that Asian Korean wave, because even here now in the UK, it's like I didn't realize how much it was spreading, and not just with Asians, with other cultures.
And Filipinos who want to buy like bleaching, skin whitening products, don't do that because that's bad for your skin.
Yeah,
and
don't do that.
Adhere to this mindset that you don't need to adhere to.
Yeah. Go outside, enjoy the vitamin D.
Yeah, you need it. You need it for your body. Like your body genuinely needs it. So you can't just, you know, not stay out the sun and use an umbrella. You get me? But yeah, for, you know, because obviously it's Philly Fest. Like for all the Filipinos out there, like don't be insecure of what you look like and what you think you should look like. You know, just embrace yourself, because you're made to be like this. So if you're darker, lighter, whatever, you know, just embrace who you are, because it's just who you are.
Yeah, don't clog your pores.
And I would say like practice positive affirmations in front of the mirror and be like, I'm beautiful no matter what anyone else says or anyone else is showing me in the media. I'm beautiful. Practice that, everyone.
Yes.
Agree.
Another interesting thing is beauty trends will always be changing and stuff, but like what you currently have in your skin is never going to change, and that's always gonna, you know, so you'll always be beautiful anyway. Doesn't matter what you're putting on, because your face is always going to be the same.
It's your own unique like beauty. Like no one else is going to look like you. Yeah,
exactly. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, guys. And from Philly Fest, thank you so much for supporting us. And I really hoped, and we really hoped, that you enjoyed listening to the panel. So that's bye from me, and thanks for joining, you guys.
Thank you so much, Bunny and the girls, for taking part in our panel discussion on skincare and beauty. We really hope you've enjoyed tuning in to Digital Philly Fest Day 1. Stay tuned next Saturday for Day 2, where we have more talks, more performances, and a special feature from the Philly Fest committee. Bye!